The 2025 Nissan Ariya. We have some subtle new updates to talk about here, but stay tuned until the end of this video where I will be sharing with you how you can save up to $20,000 off the MSRP of a 2024 Nissan Ariya. All right, let's get started with the 2025 updates. So Nissan is now giving us the wireless phone charging pad as standard across the board for every trim level. And they have also increased the price by $180 compared to last year. And I'll talk more about the pricing in a moment. But the other thing, well, Nissan recently launched the Nissan Energy Charge Network, and these full EV Arias, they now benefit from an additional 17,800 Tesla superchargers that these vehicles can now charge from. So that puts the total Nissan Energy Charge Network to over 100,000 public connectors that Ariya owners can now use. And starting in 2025, Nissan will begin fitting EVs for the US and Canadian markets with the NACS port, or the North American Charging Standard port, and EV owners, they will be needing the NACS adapter kit to access the Tesla supercharger stations. And that is now available to you for $235 through Nissan dealerships. But honestly, when you purchase these EVs, you might even be able to get them for free. Like if you ask for it, like, hey, will you throw that in there with the purchase or with the lease of this new Ariya? Because let's be honest, $235, that costs less than some weather floor mats, right? So the dealership might even just throw that in for free to incentivize you, but it's certainly something to ask. Anyway, these mid-size EV SUVs, they are available with two different battery sizes, and that's denoted by the different trim level names. So these are the following trims regarding the Ariya. We have the base Engage front-wheel drive, then we have the Engage E-Force, which is their all-wheel drive system name, then we have the Evolve Plus front-wheel drive, the Engage Plus E-Force, the Evolve Plus E-Force, and the Platinum Plus E-Force. So that plus pretty much denotes the larger battery pack, and E-Force, that is their name for the all-wheel drive system. So the non-plus models, they come with a 66 kilowatt hour battery pack, and the plus models, they get the 91 kilowatt hour battery pack. And I definitely do recommend going with a plus E-Force model. Why? Because all-wheel drive, getting the larger battery pack, these things, they provide you with the ultimate EV experience. You get the most amount of power, you actually get decent range. So in my opinion, that's worth paying up for. And as you're about to see towards the end of this video, these vehicles are a lot more obtainable than people think or what people make them out to be. And the starting price for these SUVs, it's $39,770, and the Platinum Plus E-Force, that tops out at $54,370. I personally recommend going with the Engage Plus E-Force or the Evolve Plus E-Force. Those models, they go between $45,370 and $48,370. But again, don't be shocked by the sticker price of these EVs. It's honestly pretty irrelevant, but regardless though, you do have to add $1,390 as a destination fee to all of the prices listed. And that Engage trim level, it comes decently well equipped. You got your heated seats, you got the 12.3 inch digital gauge cluster, as well as the 12.3 inch infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You got your dual zone climate control. When you go with the Evolve Plus models, you get the 360 camera and the pano moonroof, so if that's important to you, there you go. But honestly, most people, they should be okay with that Engage Plus E-Force trim level. And again, I like the Plus E-Force because these all-wheel drive models are going to come with 335 horsepower and 413 pounds-feet of torque. That is a substantial increase over the regular models. And the range, it's going to be between 257 to 272 miles for these Plus E-Forces, and that depends on your options and your wheel size, but that's about what you can expect. And Nissan claims that these SUVs can charge from 20 to 80% when using a DC fast charger in 35 minutes, which is honestly not great. 35 minutes is rather slow. The fastest charging EVs, like from Genesis or Hyundai, they can charge in like literally half that time, around 17 to 18 minutes. But these SUVs, they do come with pretty much all of the useful safety tech features, and most of these EVs, they are rather safe in a crash test. The Ariya is an IIHS top safety pick, which is great, but honestly, it's not the crash test safety that I'm really concerned about regarding these EVs. I mainly just don't like most electric cars due to the random EV fires. I mean, as of recently, I haven't heard anything crazy, but before, I remember there was a lady out in Florida who parked a Mercedes EV inside of their garage, and their garage just randomly caught on fire. And Mercedes said that that particular EV caught on fire due to a software glitch. I mean, that's pretty scary in my opinion. And EV fires are unlike gas car fires. They are far more dangerous. Again, I haven't heard anything crazy as of recently. If you have, let me know in the comment section. I'm recording this video in December of 2024. So that's always turned me off from most EVs. I mean, I guess, you know, stay prayed up, put that armor of God on. But the only other thing about these electric cars that I'm not a fan of is I just don't like how it limits your travel. It really just feels like you've lost control. I don't know where it is, but I believe it was in the UK or in Europe in general, I'm not sure, but the police over there, they have access to like these EMP devices which can shut down electric scooters and bikes, and I'm sure that can apply to electric vehicles as well. I mean, it's just, I'm not a big fan of the agenda behind this stuff. Obviously, the demand for these electric vehicle products have decreased dramatically. It didn't catch on like they expected, and over the years, these manufacturers, they began to really cut the price of these EVs year after year. If you're someone who leased these EVs, which is literally the only way you should be buying these things if you are interested, because if you lease them, then the price cuts, the depreciation, the reliability, the maintenance, none of these things really matter because you're leasing a brand new automobile and you're taking advantage of all of the incentives and the discounts, etc. So the people who purchased these vehicles correctly and they leased them and they took advantage of all those things, they don't really need to concern themselves with the random manufacturer price cuts. It doesn't affect them. And that's everything you need to know regarding the 2025 Nissan Ariya. As promised at the beginning of this video, here's how you can save a substantial amount of money off the MSRP of a 2024 Nissan Ariya. You can reach out to AutoCompanion, who is one of the largest car brokers in the United States. He is located in the Washington, D.C. area, and he is able to ship nationwide, although shipping is something you have to pay extra for. Regardless, that might just be worth it because his partner dealerships, they are offering 20% off the MSRP of the all-wheel drive plus model Nissan Ariyas. That's huge because that's before incentives. And in the description box of this video, I'm going to share with you a free leasing calculator that's provided to you by AutoCompanion. This is one of the most powerful tools that a consumer can use because it shows you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and once again, the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. And incentives stack on top of the dealer discount. When you do a 2-year lease on the 2024 Nissan Ariya, you can get 10 grand in lease cash. And there's apparently an additional $1,000 in dealer incentives as well. Again, that's 11 grand that stacks on top of the AutoCompanion discount, which on a $51,000 Evolve Plus eForce Ariya 2024, just the dealer discount alone is about 10 grand. So with the incentives, you're getting $21,000 off the MSRP. And on a 2-year lease with no money down, assuming you have perfect credit, your lease payment is like $220 a month. That is crazy for a mid-size SUV that actually looks pretty good. I've seen a few of these out on the road, not a lot, but every time I do see one, man, they actually look really good. And I'm happy that the new Murano looks similar to this Ariya because pictures don't really do it justice. In person, it really does have like this exotic spaceship vibe. So that's pretty cool. Plus, I like the gray interior space. That's cool. And there seems to be some separate controls for your climate. It's some touch capacitive buttons, but regardless, at least they offer some separate controls, which is good. The interest rate of the lease, it's rather low, 2.38%. So all of that is great. But again, this is for a 2024 model year. You know, the year is almost over. I'm posting this video on December 27th, 2024. So maybe they'll have these deals in January of 2025 as well to clear out the remaining models. And honestly, if I was someone who was, you know, like really struggling although I don't like EVs, I would rather lease a brand new Ariya or one of these new EVs for like $200 a month than drive some clapped out $3,000 used vehicle. Straight up, I would rather lease something like this that's brand new and take my chances with it. And I like the fact that the best deal is on the 2-year lease, because if you don't like the EV, then you're only tied to it for 2 years. It's not like a long-term commitment. If you end up with like a glitchy EV, then again, you dump it after 2 years. You have a set residual value. The dealership is forced to take it back, so there is no negative equity. You don't have to worry about resale value, or if the manufacturer decides to cut the price next year by $5,000, you don't have to worry about any of that nonsense when you lease these products. And I always say that these EVs, they do make for a good second and third vehicle, so that's pretty good as well. Actually, there's a guy on the Lease Hacker forum. He has like 3 or 4 Arias on his driveway. I mean, that's crazy. His whole family just drives Arias, but you know, most people on the Lease Hacker forum, they're actually like genuinely really rich, but the difference is they actually know how to like, you know, live life, extend the use of their dollar, and maximize what they get for their money. And he took advantage of some crazy lease deal. Actually, I think he got his Arias for like $99 a month, $150 a month. So I think at the time that particular individual got his Arias, there must have been some even crazier incentives. But I mean, even $200, $220 a month, I'm still pretty happy with that. But at least now you know what's possible with these new EVs, and the fact that you don't have to worry about their bloated MSRPs. Regardless though, if you want to work with AutoCompanion and take advantage of the Nissan Ariya deal, or really any other Nissan deal, I mean, even on Frontiers, he's got 18% off the MSRP. Same thing with the Rogues, the Pathfinders, the Altimas, he's got 16% off on that. Same thing with the Sentras. Nissan is really providing some amazing deals, but it's not just Nissan. He's also got Subaru deals, Mazdas, Volkswagen, Toyota, Hyundai, and he's also got luxury brands like BMW, Volvo, Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, etc. Again, he's located in DC. If you need shipping, that's going to cost you extra, and he does charge a broker fee to access these amazing deals. If you sign up with my affiliate link in the description box below, he will take some money off of his broker fee. Regardless, I hope you found value with this content. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care and goodbye.